Okay, hello. Welcome back from the break. Let's jump into the soup du jour.
What's the soup du jour?
Well, it's the soup of the day.
That sounds good. I'll have that.
We got it. I think we got it, right?
Yeah.
Woo! All right, every time. It's like it never gets old, right, guys?
Never does. Actually, I just happened to see that scene again on on a random reel on Instagram, and I laugh every time I see it. So good.
Yes. If everyone doesn't know, that's from Dumb and Dumber, which is we covered that movie twice.
We love that movie so much. We
Not
dedicated a couple of hours to it,
yes, not
and
even
it's not
like
even
this.
that long of a movie.
If you combine our commentary, it's longer than the movie.
So
Well,
good.
our topic today for the soup du jour, like in part one, talking about the Fall Guy, and the Fall Guy is Ryan Gosling, and it's Ryan Gosling Day, so we gotta talk about more Ryan Gosling. So we're gonna be doing our top 5 Ryan Gosling movies. Ken,
Oh, I'm trying to do my best.
that best,
Ken dance.
you know.
Oh,
Oh, so
we reached the witching hour. Holy
there we
crap!
go. So if you're if you were just listening to that part, we were not dancing. So if
I
you
don't
want
think
to,
we can't call that dance.
yeah, if you wanted to see that, go on YouTube.
Yeah. Ooh.
So Ken, you want to kick off? What is your top 5 Ryan Gosling movies?
All right. Let's see. Top 5 Ryan Gosling movies. I'll start off with my honorable mention with I wrote you every day for a year. I
Again,
had to do
once
it.
again, you said it like Harry did in Dumb and Dumber.
It's not over. It's still not over. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, honorable mention only because I mean, yeah, I think when we rewatched the movie, there was a couple of just random, like troublesome spots, but it's still a classic to me. That's why it's an honorable mention. I'm going with The Notebook. It's actually, it might be the first Ryan Gosling movie that I remember watching, the earliest one anyway, that I do remember. I don't know. I'll have to look at his filmography again. Anyway, that's my honorable mention. So kicking off the top 5, we just covered in part 1. I'm going with The Fall Guy. I don't know if it's recency bias, but I really like the movie. And again, check out part 1 to see how much I did like the movie. I feel like it was a very versatile movie. It had a love story that I was invested in. Both Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt were both likable, and the twist was really good. So, The Fall Guy, number 5. Number 4, I don't know again if it's recency bias, but I'm just kidding. It's number 4 to me. It's such a good movie. Ryan Gosling does steal the show in uh, large chunks of this movie. In a
He very
movie,
much does.
yeah, in about a movie that really is all about Ken being more in the background because Barbie's the headliner. And Barbie was the headliner, but it was amazing work by Greta Gerwig. I guess one of my small regrets for the Weekly Reel podcast is we never got a chance to cover Barbie
Yeah.
in season 6. So I don't know. Maybe we may revisit that someday. We'll see. But
Yeah.
that's number 4 for me. I feel like a lot of these are recent for me. I don't know if it's recency bias. Number
Okay.
3, Blade Runner 2049. I just watched it. That movie was impactful. Oh my goodness. Uh, Ryan Gosling plays a character named Kay. I would like to think that stood for Ken, and he gives a great performance. I don't want to obviously give off any spoilers because I feel like the character he plays is very important to the Blade Runner, I guess, universe. So I highly recommend watching the first one that came out in 1982, directed by Ridley Scott, before watching 2049. That goes for Jeremy because I know
I
he hasn't
know.
seen it,
See,
but
yeah.
yeah. But Blade Runner 2049 is so good. It's got, I don't know, it takes a swing and it hits it out of the park for most of the scenes. It's so good. Number 2, I want to say Jeremy also hasn't seen this movie.
Mm.
This may be a hot take for it being this high, but I absolutely love this movie. Crazy Stupid Love,
Oh yeah.
starring obviously Ryan Gosling. We got Emma Stone, Michael Scott himself. uh, Julianne Moore's in this movie, and then the guy from Footloose, the greatest movie ever, Kevin Bacon's in this movie as well. Crazy Stupid Love at number 2, and that just leaves number 1. We covered it earlier in this podcast season. I forget which season it was, but just search for it. It's La La Land, a real love story.
Oh
If
man.
you know what I mean. Actually, you know how we were talking about movies that we like to revisit to be in our feels. I wanted to text you later on that night after 2 weeks ago when we were talking
Hmm.
about this past lives. We were talking about Your Name. We were talking about 500 Days of Summer. This is actually in that in that
Same vein.
rotation.
Yeah.
In that rotation, I watched this. I bought it recently. I was contemplating playing it on on my plane ride coming back from my trip because I wanted to be in my feels for 2 hours.
Dude, I think I told this story on the podcast before. That I've watched La La Land multiple times, but for whatever reason, I always forget that they don't end up together. Spoiler alert. Um, so every time I watch the movie, it's like I'm watching it for the first time. So it's like blessing and a curse that I can't remember what happens in La La Land because I love it every time I watch it.
It's
It's just like,
such a
oh
good movie.
no, every time.
Every t-
Um,
every time I think about or visit LA, I will watch it. I think I probably
mm,
watched that movie at least a dozen times. I saw it in theaters when it came out and was like, I don't know why I like that movie, but it's one of my favorite movies. It really is one of my favorite movies of all time. Um, that movie, I I don't know. Wait, you watched at least parts of this past Oscars, right? With
y-
Ryan Gosling performing I'm Just Ken.
yep, that was I think when we talked about it on the Super du Jour one, I think I
Yeah.
forget one or two.
So
Yeah.
one of those episodes. But on a TikTok post, they were talking about how that performance paralleled La La Land because you got to see Sebastian, played by Ryan Gosling, excel in music,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to see Emma Stone, who played a very, I forget her because I haven't seen Poor Things, but she won the Oscar for Best Actress in Poor Things, and so she excelled in acting, which was the plot of La La Land.
It's that's what I'm saying. It's like this is it's just real life, man. That's how it goes. And
Ah,
right
my
now, Sean
God.
is blowing up the chat, and I'll
Yes.
I'll mention some of his, but like, cause he's just mentioning all of Ryan Gosling's filmography. So I don't know, is the first comment just like for sure your top five? Or are we gonna add like the Notebook in there? Um, because
He's
he
got
said Crazy
he's got a
Stupid Love.
top 10.
He's yeah, definitely a top 10.
It was
Which
actually, sorry, top 5 but has 10 movies in it.
exactly, it's tough. But Ryan Gosling actually hasn't starred, like been like the number one in like he hasn't done many of those movies. I think it's just fairly recently
Mhm,
where he's like the leading man.
mhm.
So when I mean recently, I mean like after 2010, I guess now. Um, but Sean, I'll talk about your list in a little bit, but I'm gonna give mine first.
There you go.
My honorable mention is gonna be a movie I just finished. It's First Man, and he
Oh,
plays Neil Armstrong.
yeah.
And that movie, also directed by Damien Chazelle.
Mhm.
The score, the music, very much La La Land. I recommend it for anyone who loves like moon stuff and
Damien
spoiler
Chazelle.
alert, yeah, and Damien Chazelle style in that same, and Ryan Gosling. Spoiler alert, they get to the moon. Ooh.
Dude,
We
I was
made
gonna
it.
go see it. I'm just kidding.
No way.
No way. We landed on the moon.
Yes, it's not a fictionalized version. Well, I mean, it is fiction, but a Hollywood version of Neil Armstrong. So I'd recommend that as my honorable mention. Number 5 is gonna be The Fall Guy. Number 4, I'm going with. I don't think anyone really likes this movie, The Gray Man. I
Mm,
think The Gray Man has its story flaws, but the action I really like in that. It's very much Winter Soldier esque,
I
and
mean,
yeah, that's the
I
reasons.
mean, I could see why.
Yeah, exactly. And you have Chris Evans with the weird mustache, so
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah,
you get Ana de Armas. I mean, who was underutilized in that movie, in
yeah.
my opinion.
I mean, just like in Bond. So
Hmm.
number 3, I'm going with The Nice Guys. I
Ooh,
love The Nice Guys so much. Him, Russell Crowe, their buddy cop vibe. It's so good. If you haven't seen The Nice Guys yet, very underrated movie. Number 2, I'm going La La Land.
oh,
It's like when I just blasphemize like, oh, Moonlight, and I'm just kidding. La La Land. Um, for number 2, for all the obvious reasons. That movie like gets to me every time. And number 1, Ken knows it's gonna be Drive because, dude, Drive is very much like it's slower burn movie,
mm.
kind of the similar vibe of like something of Nightcrawler, but his character there very much. That's where everyone pulls their memes from, and it's that there's a reason why, because it's the best Ryan Gosling movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm ashamed to say I haven't seen it yet. That's
It's
why it's
okay.
not on there.
I mean, I haven't seen Blade Runner 2049. The only
Yeah,
I really want to see that, but I haven't seen the first Blade Runner yet.
got to see the first one.
And yeah,
Otherwise, otherwise, 2049 ain't gonna make it. It
any
won't make sense.
sense?
Trust
Yeah.
me. I watched it in theaters before watching the first one. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be an expensive nap. Good night, guys.
Okay, that fair enough. So yeah,
And you
do you want
still
me to?
haven't seen Crazy Stupid Love yet
No,
either.
not yet. Not yet.
Okay, I guess we both got homework, huh?
I know some
Ryan
Gosling
Gosling
homework.
homework. I mean, it's Ryan Gosling Day, so I might use these next couple of weeks to actually um, maybe download some. Actually, you know what? I do have another flight coming up, so and
I
I
want
got.
to get Drive on Blu-ray and rewatch it. I really want to
Mm,
watch Drive again.
you know what? I gotta check out to see if it's streaming somewhere, so that make I can make it offline, stream it on the way to and or from Hawaii this coming week.
Yeah,
Oof, so good. I'm gonna have a Ryan Gosling marathon on the flight.
there you go.
I'll
I
watch I'll watch the other guys because I also haven't seen that movie either. Blasphemous, I know.
The Nice Guys.
Oh, the nice guys. Yes,
And
the Fall
I was like,
Guys.
the other guys. You
The
haven't
other
seen
guys.
the other guys.
Sorry. Yeah, yeah.
It's very
Almost
very
a
true.
Freudian slip, but yes.
Sean also mentioned the Place Beyond the Pines.
Hmm.
Haven't seen that one yet. Still
Hmm.
need to see that. I feel like he's always good in every movie that he's in. So, oh, that's what I forgot. I forgot to start off the segment with a little story because for the longest time I didn't see. This is back in high school. For the longest time, I was like, why does everyone like Ryan Gosling? It's like I can't see. I don't see the appeal. And then, um, it's just like Ryan Reynolds is better. That's what I told myself.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, out of all the Ryans, we're going with Ryan Reynolds. Now I feel like Gosling has very much caught up in that the Ryan versus Ryan debate for me at least. It's like,
Mhm.
oh shoot, they're like neck and neck, which is good. That means I mean, there's no real competition between them two. I don't know why I was thinking of it like that.
But is there?
Yeah, probably somewhere, probably in Sean's heart, because I know he
Yeah.
loves both Ryans.
Yeah.
No, but he says Gosling has always been number one, no debate. Really? Really? I
Yeah.
mean, I get it. Like in terms of serious actor, I would definitely go Gosling.
Mm.
But Ryan Reynolds is waiting. That movie with Ryan Reynolds, I really love that movie. Like some of his comedic timing is, I feel like Reynolds could sit at number two. Shoot, man.
Yeah.
When Deadpool and Wolverine comes out, I'm saving this comment, man.
Shoot.
All right, let's get to Sean's
Yeah, get to his
movies,
top
though.
5. Yeah.
Okay, from 1 to 5. So I'll list out his five. His number 5 is Drive. Okay. His number 4 is Gray Man.
Oh, hey, there you go.
There you go. Number 3, Fall Guy. Number
Okay.
2, La La Land. And number
Yeah.
1, Blade
Yeah.
Runner 2049. Okay. I like it. I like
I need
it
to see
a
The Nice
lot.
Guys. I really just want to watch that one too because I
If you want just like a good time with, like, don't have to think too much, but have the quick, witty humor of, I think it's Shane Black.
Mhm.
Iron Man 3. It's like their chemistry is really good together.
I I
His
think so.
Sean's honorable mention though. He says this was my first Ryan Gosling movie ever, Lars and the Real Girl. I've never heard of that movie actually. What's it about? Ken, what was your first Gosling movie? Crazy Stupid
I
Love?
no, I believe it was The Notebook. Only because
Mm.
I got tricked into watching it, and I was like, "Why are we watching this movie?" And this is when it kind of came out. Like, so we were watching it on, I think Comcast or whatever. It was actually at our grandparents' house at the time.
Mm.
So it was a family gathering. We actually had some out of town visitors over from family visitors that were visiting for the weekend, and it got suggested to watch The Notebook, and I was like, "Huh, The Notebook, interesting. Okay, let's watch it." I'm like, "Dude, why are we watching this?" By the end of it, I was like, hooked. I was like,
You're the
"Damn it,
one that's
why? Why
glued
is
to the
this?
TV.
Why is this so good?" Um, but yeah, I actually, it's funny. You were asking me. I actually want to ask you that, but before that, what was the one Ryan Gosling performance that actually got you as a fan?
Let's see. I think the first movie that saw him in was Drive, I think.
And you were immediately a fan from that.
From then, yeah.
Okay.
It's like before that, like, because I've just known him, he was in Crazy Stupid Love. I obviously didn't see that movie. Crazy
Yeah.
Stupid Love, The Notebook.
Remember the
And
Titans?
remember
He
this,
was in
like,
it. I haven't
yeah,
seen
he
that
was
yet,
in
but
it. Oh,
yeah.
you haven't seen Remember the Titans?
No, I have
I
not.
don't remember him in it, though. That's the problem.
He plays Alan Bosley. I'm looking at his IMDb right now.
Yeah, there's I don't know. I can't remember that character, but I do love Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
But yeah, because all I knew he was the guy that was like in the romance movies. He was the
Yeah.
Channing Tatum at that point,
Or Matthew McConaughey.
or Matthew McConaughey. And so it's like he needs that one dark role to have him. I'm like, okay, there we go, Drive.
And that's what got you in, right?
And that's
Drive.
what got me in Drive.
The one that really caught my attention was Crazy Stupid Love. That's why I have it as high as I do, just because I don't think it's a spoiler, but his character had so much swag in that movie, and I was like, man,
I've seen some
okay,
clips, and I was
yeah,
like, see, this is what I was expecting of the
yeah,
Ryan Gosling of the time.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
is it focused just on like one storyline? Because I remember talking about this with you. It was like multiple storylines. So I don't know how I like that type of approach. When
It's
I
not
think
too.
of
It's not too many. Is
okay,
all I'll say. It's you get enough time spent on each storyline, and
how do we
it's
compare it to Love Actually?
oh, dude, the Love
Completely
Actually is
different.
way like it's too spread thin.
Okay, good, because that's exactly how we felt when
Yeah.
when we watched it.
This one is you basically spend about double the time in each storyline. That's how many storylines are going
Okay.
at the same time. There's I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I haven't really watched it recently, but yeah, now I kind of want to watch it. I want to say there's like maybe two or three storylines going at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too many, and well, you'll see. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Remember the last movie that I gave you the hard pitch was Past Lives.
Past lives. Yeah, that's true.
I
That's true.
think you will absolutely love Crazy Stupid Love. I think it's up your alley.
Okay, like okay. What's weird? I looked up Lars
Yeah.
and the real girl. I looked up the IMDb description. It says a delusional young man strikes up a unconventional relationship with a doll he finds on the internet.
What the heck?
So I was like, how is that your first Ryan Gosling movie? It's not The Notebook. It's not Drive. It's not even Place Beyond Blind. I don't know.
That is funny though
That
that
is
it
weird.
came out after The Notebook though. So he was already
Yeah.
popular or known, I should say, from The Notebook. So
Yeah.
interesting.
That sounds
I
like
love
a
it.
weird movie, man. Okay.
I'm trying to think if I mean it's on MGM Plus. What streaming platform is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Can I just put it on Amazon at this point? Doesn't
Oh,
Amazon?
it's on Tubi.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So if you
Tubi.
want to bypass MGM Plus, I was just kind of looking through it.
Okay. Let's see. All right, let's jump into the comment section if we have anything. Sean does say Crazy Stupid Love is goated.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying not to reveal too much. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Is there a Ryan Gosling movie you don't like? Speaking to you, Ken, and
that's
everyone watching.
that's a good question actually. Let me see. Okay, let's see.
I watched what's it called? Where is
Honestly, no.
no
he's
all the ones you've seen?
he's yeah. Well, I okay. So the closest I come to not liking a movie only because I haven't finished it yet is The Big Short. I can't. It's
Ah,
incomplete. I've only seen maybe 30 minutes of it, and I think Netflix pulled it by the time I got back to it. I'm like, crap. Okay, I think I slacked a little too hard on it, but no, I like everything that he's made so far.
okay. Everything that you've seen.
Everything that I've seen. And
Okay, good.
so obviously that list is incomplete. I need to kind of at least finish it with at least those two movies that are on your top five.
Mm-hmm. See, I watched like the first 20 minutes of Only God Forgives,
Uh
and
huh.
I thought it was like hella boring. So I don't know if that counts or if I got to finish it first.
Yeah. Before a couple months ago, I would have said Blade Runner 2049.
Dang, yeah.
Only because I didn't get it. But that movie is goated, as Sean would say.
Ah, goats.
Yeah, it is very good. Thanks to Denis Villeneuve.
Another good Ryan Gosling movie, maybe honorable mention, The Ides of March. That's another good one with George Clooney
Oh, that's right.
and shoot, what was her name from Westworld? Dolores.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can see her
Yeah, you see her face.
with the
Um,
with the fly.
it is
Millie Bobby Brown. No, I'm just kidding.
no Evan
It was
Rachel Wood.
Evan Rachel Wood. I knew it was a three name.
Yeah, Ides of March. Actually, really pretty good movie. Not as good as First Man. I love First Man
Okay.
more.
You know what? I might watch First Man a little bit later, but it could be only because I want to complete the Damien Chazelle directorial kind of things like that, and then I still need to go see Babylon.
Yeah, I remember we were about to watch it, and then it was
Yeah.
just getting trashed. And we were like, well, I guess we'll watch it later.
But it became underrated later because I heard good things about it too. It really was mixed reviews for Babylon. It depended on what side of the tree you kind of fell on in terms of whether you like that sort of stylish that Damien Chazelle flair, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
but I heard it was just long, but then some people liked it. Some people didn't care for like the extra fat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
See, we got a comment here. Jan says, sorry, I may be destroying the guilty pleasure devotion of women everywhere, and can apparently.
What?
But the notebook does not have my undying love. Oh, shots fired.
I had it outside my top 5.
That's
And I
true.
haven't seen a lot of I haven't seen a lot of his movies. So I want to say it is what it I feel like I have it properly rated at 6 out of 5.
Okay. I think that's going to move down once you watch more of his movies.
I think so too, but but man, it did have that kind of twist. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but when you get past the whole questionable like dialogue and stuff when they're kind of going out, but the connections to later on in the movie with the
Mm-hmm.
reveal, I thought it brought it all together. Nancy Myers, man, knows how to pull at them those heartstrings,
The
man.
heartstrings. Yeah, like when we covered it here on the show, I think my feelings still hold up. I think with that movie, there are some creepy parts. There are definitely some enjoyable parts, but yeah, like Ryan Gosling, he's not as suave as everyone makes him out to be in that movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a labor of love. Sometimes it be like that. You just need to focus all of your energy on something productive, and I
See,
mean, he did. He worked at it.
see exactly. Jan also said, "I enjoy doing a psychological analysis of the movie." So imagine doing a psychological analysis of The Notebook, which is very important because it's very much a classic movie, so you got to take it from a different lens sometime.
Yeah.
Sean hits the nail on the head, hits the nail on the head of the coffin. I'm not going to even repeat that. I like it just like that. He says, "La La Land hurt me more than The Notebook." LOL. So fair enough,
Yeah.
dude. La La Land, the final scene, it basically turns into the Taylor Swift scene in The Fall Guy. That's like after you watch La La Land, it's that for the rest of the day.
I'm telling you, it's like one of my movies that I watch when I'm already in my feels. It's the Wallow movie. It's the movie that I wallow in.
Yeah. If you want a little bit of music, a little bit of hope.
Yeah, I know. From time to time will play the La La Land soundtrack, and I'll like literally just start whistling. Uh, that's all I'll do. I didn't want to
You'll
whistle right into the mic.
yeah, you'll get a pretty catchy melody when you watch First Man, Damien
City
Chazelle.
of stars,
See,
are
Jan
you
says I haven't seen
shining
La La
down
Land.
for me? What the
If you
heck?
like, yeah, you're like blasphemy.
No, no. Hey, Jan
Like
J, please watch La La
watch La
Land.
La Land. If you like any semblance of, I mean, it's musical,
Mhm.
but not overly so.
Yes, it's I didn't realize it at the time, but Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling have 3 movies together. This one,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, Crazy Stupid Love, and what's that other one? There's a third one.
Zombieland. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Let me go back on IMDb. I think it's Gangster Squad. Is that the one?
oh, which I haven't seen. I
Yes,
haven't seen
Gangster
Gangster
Squad.
Squad yet.
Yes, that is the third movie. Um, wait, Jan J, City of Stars. How do you know City of Stars without watching La La Land?
I'm guessing Jan probably listen to the soundtrack and not watch the movie. Just like City of Stars, you know. I mean, it is a good song.
And you know what? That's how I knew Ryan Gosling was literally a triple threat. He can act, he could sing, he can dance. And you'll find that out very prominently in La La Land.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, well, thank you everyone for commenting in the comment section. I forgot to change the name, Ken. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Forgot.
We have another couple weeks, so let's go ahead and we could reintroduce we can reintroduce that segment in 2 weeks.
Yes. Okay. We're gonna end up closing the live stream with one last thing, Ken. I kind of ruined mine with First Man, so I'll mention another one. But yeah,
Okay.
what's your one last thing you want to suggest people want to watch?
Well, in between part 1 and part 2, I put on the comments. I'm like, hey, I wanted to give a special shout out to Sean. Obviously, very much carried the comments in this episode and has done so in multiple episodes. So thank you, Sean, for that. This movie, for one last thing, is dedicated to you, Sean Tierra. I watched Challengers.
Wow, how was it?
So yesterday I did a double feature. I mean, it wasn't a true double feature watching back-to-back movies because I was a little jet lagged still. So I watched Challengers in the morning, had to run an errand, ate some lunch, and then watched what do you call it? The Fall Guy late afternoon, I should say. But Challengers is definitely one of the best movies of 2024 so far.
Wow.
That movie is so well done. Zendaya was amazing in the movie. Her co-stars, I didn't look up their names. I didn't have time to look up their names, but the two other main stars of the movie, if you've seen the trailer, were so good. It wasn't just all about that one scene. And I think we talked about it offline, Jeremy, about how I feel like the trailer didn't do it justice. That story was so tightly knit together that it was very stylish. It had the way it was shot was so amazing. The score was done by Trent Reznor, who did another classic. I was wondering if it was him because I was like, man, it reminds me of Social Network in the way it's shot, super fast paced, and all the way it like the edits are. I absolutely love the movie, and it's definitely a contender for movie of the year. Challengers, go see it if you haven't done so.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, because the trailers did not sell that movie at all. What happened?
Sorry, I'm reading Sean's.
He has yet to watch it. He says,
What?
when I watched Fall Guy, I got the posters for Challengers. Well, it's Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah.
X Godzilla. I need to watch Challengers. I need it.
Yeah, and because he needs to watch it for his queen Zendaya.
Yep. He needs to watch it for his queen Zendaya. Right there.
Sean, highest recommendation to watch. If I loved it, you'll probably like it even more than me.
It's his most anticipated movie of the year.
I know. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I've been meaning to go see it, and I finally had a chance to do so on my day off yesterday. I'm glad I watched it. I was 2 for 2 on my double feature. Do they call it the Fall Challengers or the Challenger guys? the Challengers guy.
Probably that one.
But yeah, that was good. So you should go see it, Jeremy.
I should. Now that it's actually like we hear that, or now that I hear that it's good, I'll probably go check it out. For me, I'm continuing to watch a Star Wars show called The Bad Batch.
Ooh.
It's an animated show on Disney Plus right now. I think they just finished their third season, the series finale. And because it would prompted me to continue the show, now I'm in season 2, is Star Wars Day. I was like, I just felt like Star Wars, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to continue The Bad Batch. And it reminds me of how good that show is.
Mhm.
It looks like it's for kids, but there's some cinematography in there, and the way that the writing is very much is like an adult Star Wars show.
Mm.
It feels like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, but with like no filler. Because
Oh,
Clone
what?
Star Wars: The Clone Wars was basically like a lot of filler, and stories can like happen in different timelines all over the place because they need to pad their episode
Seasons.
count.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it was on network TV compared to this just on Disney Plus. So
Not
just
sponsored.
like yeah, not sponsored at all. All right. Sean says, "School's been cooking me, guys. That's why I haven't been
Mm,
here on my favorite movie bag till Fall Guy. No problem, man. I know it's
yeah,
busy time of the year,
makes sense. Kind of
but
going
you're
back to challengers.
mhm.
It's not just all about Zendaya, like in terms of all of her queenness, in your own words. It really does have a really good story. I think you'll like legitimately enjoy that movie.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
by the way, Jeremy, you mentioned Bad Batch. Sorry, I'm like jumping
yeah,
all over.
no, yeah. It's all
I have
good.
a short attention span today. Uh, you mentioned May the 4th just happened this past weekend. Were you able to watch any of the re-releases in movie
Oh
theaters?
no, unfortunately not.
Oh,
I would like to see the Phantom Menace in theaters since never watched that in theaters.
I think that's getting a full 25-year treatment. Not so. I know
Oh,
that for May the 4th they did like a full marathon. I think they were releasing like all of them. But
oh, shoot.
because the Phantom Menace is celebrating their 25th anniversary this month,
Hmm.
that may still be in theaters.
I mean, yeah, I would like to see all of them,
Yeah.
obviously, but yeah, if I were to watch a prequel one, I don't know. I haven't seen the Phantom Menace in a long time.
If don't break up with me on Jeremy, don't cancel on me, Jeremy. But if you want to watch Phantom Menace this weekend, let me know.
Yeah,
No pressure.
guess
I
we'll
don't
see
need
what
an answer
happens.
from you online. I don't want my heart broken like past lives
Oh dang. Or
or
yeah, we
Ryan
don't want to say
Gosling
anything. Yeah, or Ryan Gosling in
and
general.
Emma Stone and wait, who else? Wait, who's the actor? Oh, Rachel McAdams. I'm trying to name all the love story
Yeah,
angles here.
exactly. So
Or
well,
who's in Barbie again?
what Margot Robbie?
Margot Robbie. Oh my God, her name escaped me. Sorry. Anyway,
Well,
sorry, I didn't mean to step all over your thing. Go ahead.
no, you're good, Sean. We'll end with this comment. Sean says, "Oh no, it's Ryan Gosling and Queen Zendaya's world. We're just living in it."
Yeah,
Well, we're also in a Barbie world, so don't
yeah,
forget about that.
yeah.
It's pretty fantastic. So there we go. All right, guys, we'll catch you in a couple weeks when we watch If the apparently the number two Ryan, according to Sean Tierra. So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Why don't we make that 14 days? Okay, fine, 2 weeks.
Yep, we'll see you in 2 weeks with Bring Your Imaginary Friends on the Real.